Yo, what's up? Praise Yah. I got that on. Praise Yah, everybody. What's good? So I had something in mind that I've been wanting to do. I talked about it in the last stream if you guys were in here. I've been pulling these streams down just because that was my word. That's what I was going to do. Not every stream's going to be able to, I'm going to be able to repurpose, but that's the plan. And so maybe I could repurpose this one, or I could, chop it up into something. So what I'm doing, I had the thought to be able to sample stuff a little bit freely, like sample stuff without repercussion by turning the audio into MIDI. And so I've got this little setup where I already did one of these. I turned so I'm playing a fabric instrument, right? Or one of the stage piano instruments. But this was audio, and I converted it into a progression that I can now play in Pad Perform. So I'm gonna do another one and go through that process because it was a little bit of work where I cut out some of the notes just to really like strip it down to the chords. So y'all can hear me, right? Hopefully. B Jam, what's good? DJ Rec, what's up? Aaron Chandler, what's up, man? You been in here before? The name is less familiar than my regulars around here. But yeah, if you want to tell us a little about yourself. Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe you have been in here, so apologies if I'm acting like we never met on here. Just ordered me a Sony cassette player recorder with a tape speed. Okay. Sony cassette player recorder with a tape speed. What do you plan on doing with that? What am I using to get my MIDI? Yeah, so I thought that some of the programs, like some of the STEM programs, had the ability to do that. Maybe they did, and it was removed. But it was a while ago that I was looking at that where you can get the MIDI. Or maybe I confused it with the fact that that it shows you the chords on some of them. But so I went into like Moasis and I downloaded stems. I thought maybe it was in there, but apparently not. So I did find an app. I'll have to look at it because I don't know what it's called right off the top of my head. Kodai Audio to Notes. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It only had like a 2 point something star rating on the Play Store. So I first initially what I really want to do is grab Vynil. It just seems like a cooler thing. But what I've done today is just went straight to Splice, just to kind of make the process easier rather than having to like hunt down a sample. Because in Splice you can look for clean samples that are just like a single instrument. Because I don't think I tried it with this. I had this sample that I recorded off of Vynil from a Barbra Streisand record, and it was really just it was just like an electric piano or a Rhodes or something, and it didn't translate it too well. Like it added these other extra notes that were out of key, and I'm like, what is this? And now I'm thinking about, I don't know if maybe it was like some of the other like self noise from the record or like hum and stuff. I don't know, but it didn't do it well. So I wanted to try this with like a cleaner source. So I just went straight to Splice, typed in chords, typed in or selected like the piano tag, and then pulled something up. So yeah, so and then so that's the result from that. And I still had to like edit some MIDI notes out. So it's kind of a little process, but it's kind of cool. So I have another thing in here that I grabbed off Splice, a different source, a different sample. So I got Code AI. Here, I'll just show y'all with the overhead. Code AI. It's a little blurry. Fix that up a bit. There we go. This is what it looks like. It's got a little rec button, so I'll just mute my mic out real quick and then just trigger from here and hit record. But I gotta plug this in. So I'm using a Sonito, I forget what it's called, audio dock. Hold on, let me go pull the box outside. Name it correct. So yeah, this is the Sonito Live Dock audio adapter. Cool little portable audio interface, useful. So I'll plug my phone into here so I can get some signal in there. And then just mute my mic out and trigger this. And move on from there. Got my hair on my pads. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the volume down because it is going in loud. Maybe I gotta just do it here. Turn down here a little bit. I'm gonna delete that recording. All right, so I grab that, turn this up, pull this out, and then there's this little button, get notes. All right, looks like it's working on it still. It's kind of a longer sample. I don't know if I'm gonna use all of that. I might chop it in half. Looks like it's thinking. Alright, so just give it a minute. See what's up with y'all. Let's see, sample tapes and record. Tape and create drones, unique samples. You know, when you say sample tapes, and when you said that, it just reminded me of something you said though in the other stream where you're saying sampling from vinyl is like a waste of time. And I feel that, but here you are with tape. But if you're gonna make some stuff with it, sure, that's cool. That too. Like I actually was thinking about like a month ago. You know, I was wanting to get records again. I was like, how about I try tapes? And I was looking for cassette players too. And I was looking at some of the new cassette like players, recorders that these companies are manufacturing. Like there's ones with rechargeable batteries in them, like a lithium battery and with like Bluetooth. And I came across a video that I thought was interesting that like the guy was talking about cassette player Walkmans over the years and how they're actually a lot bulkier now and they could make them smaller then because there's only like one factory that makes a certain I forget what the terminology for the part is, a certain part, the whole mechanism that plays a tape. Like there's only one factory or something like in the world and they make a certain size one, and so that's why they're bulkier now, like the new ones that they're making still to this day or now. And back then you had like maybe like Sony, I think they had the smallest Walkman, and they had their own factories making this stuff. So but now it's impossible unless you want to create a whole factory and make the parts from scratch. These companies have to still like outsource that specific part, you know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of interesting. Yes, I have tried to listen to all your live streams while driving. You're in a semi-truck? Mansfield, Ohio. Okay, I think I'm remembering you being in here before now. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for chilling and listening. while you're driving in a semi truck. That's an honor, brother. Maxim Maxim is space. What's good? I'm gonna get off of this. Has this worked yet? Well, there's a share button. Let me see. I don't think it's. I think I recorded too much audio or something. Let me try it again. I'm gonna do like half of it. Hold on. Sample tape of me recording to it. Oh, okay. Yeah, just to get the, maybe get some of that wild flutter or some of the tape artifacts. That's a cool idea. Dan Cron, what's good, man? Welcome back in. Thanks for being here. I drew a custom scan for the hype synthesizer and drew the handles well. I also did some for others. I think I'll change the Kai. Really? Oh, okay. You get into the programming side, so you got like you make different skins for the plugins. What you're saying? Yeah, I've seen people do that before. I don't know. Maybe I've seen your work. That's pretty interesting. I still have my Vynil player and records. I just don't sample from them. Yeah. You buy like newer records, right? Just to listen to, or what? Ali Star, what's good, man? Sklim Beats, yo. You changed the OG MPC to Retro Edition? Yeah. For about a month now. Back to it. I was just itching for the official retro. You seen my OG one? I had the retro skin like on it, so I wanted the real deal. Heck yeah! And then I don't know if you notice, I put silver knobs on this. Boom! I had this one, and so the one that it came with, it had aftermarket knobs. The person I bought it from used, and he had a black knob on here that didn't have the indicator line, and so I wanted one there. And I looked at my stuff, and I had this. So I put that on there, and I was like, oh, well, now I need matching silver knobs for everything. So these are a little bit more shiny than this one. This is like a plastic knob, I think. I feel like this is plastic, and these are metal. Messed up thing, though, is I bought ones. I didn't want the arrows. You can't really see them here. I didn't want the arrows on the Q-Link knobs because they're endless. But, and I ordered them, and they sent me these, like, although that's not what was in the picture. What I think about an upcoming MPC, think it's true or BS? Like, yeah, I think it's true. I mean, there's evidence that there is one that's registered in the FCC, with it's got a file code, and it's has the same pattern as all the past MPCs, and even the so it's like it's in music. In music owns all these different companies, but if you go to the FCC, you can see documents, and you can see that it says Akai specifically on it. You can see the shape of it, which looks like this. It looks like the shape of an MPC Live. That's why most people think it's probably a Live 3. And what else? It's got a battery indicated, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Of course, it's Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. That's why it's actually being that's why it's filed with the FCC. And then I think it says it has a speaker. And so I think we'll actually know if there's a new MPC by the end of August or the end of September by the very latest, because it has classified images that there's an agreement with the FCC and in music to keep those confidential until September, like the end of September. So yeah, I think it's real for sure. All right, so this is not working today for some reason, or right now. See, I did this initially on my other phone that I'm using to stream with, and this is an older phone that I just run off of the Wi-Fi in the house. So I'm gonna do less of it and see if that works faster somehow. All right, so I'll go with that. Okay, get notes. Hopefully that works quicker. I may just have to do this some other time. I wonder if it requires Wi-Fi to do what it's doing. I don't know why it would. Nah, it shouldn't be true. Maybe this phone is slower or something. The processor in it. Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see what's gonna happen too. I want a Dr. Doom MPC green and matte metal knobs. Isn't that what you were doing to your MPC? I was assuming that because I remember you had that MPC, that live, the OG live, and you had bought green knobs for it. And then, and I seen, that's probably the coolest skin I've seen. This brother, what's his name? Oh, I can't, Beat Broski? I don't know where he's from. I don't think he's in the States, but I'm assuming that. But he's got a dope MF Doom skin. Definitely should cop that, man. What was wrong with your live, man? There's something wrong with that live you bought? Be a pastel shade live too. The 4 gigabytes RAM. Pastel? Like what kind? A re-release. You think it's just going to be a re-release? I think there's a chance that it might be, for sure. Yeah, what will the price be? It depends on what it is, for sure. I think there's evidence that we have. Well, I mean, it's Akai, and Akai has put out a lot of NPCs. You know, they do a lot compared to, I think, some other companies in a small amount of time. And so it's not a stretch to guess, oh, there's going to be a new NPC or multiple NPCs coming. But from what I've seen in the NPC forums, and I got to figure out how to do this myself, you can open up like the firmware in like some sort of a Word document, and you can see evidence of stuff that they're working on. And I believe there's like 3 or 4 different other FCC file code names. But I think we're just getting one for now because we've only seen one that's been registered. So for this year, I think we'll only see one. But in the upcoming years, who knows how long, we might get another one. Or 2 or 3. But yeah, they're doing well. NPCs are successful. I think they're better than they've ever been. Some people would disagree based off of whatever. But functionality-wise, I am very happy with the NPC, like the state of where NPCs are. Okay. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. This is just failing on me today. I think I got to do it with my other phone. It's just not working. Or maybe I do got to log in. Let me try logging in because I did log in with my other phone.
I want a question.
All right. Let's see. Oh, okay, wait. What is it? Get notes. Get coffee. Okay. Yeah, see, it needs to convert it, and it's taking a minute to convert. What's kind of I guess kind of goofy about this is I can't. Well, at least I haven't found it yet. A way to download the MIDI directly. So what I've been doing, there's a share button, and you can share the MIDI. And so I've been emailing it to myself, downloading it on my phone, and then transferring it over on my SD card. So I don't know. I wonder if I could just close that or minimize that and pull up my chat over here on YouTube while that still works. Turn my volume down. Okay, here's a better way of getting this. Chat. Tape player has a built-in mic, and I'll just capture things in nature and wherever to sample to tape. Yeah, that's cool. Then it's straight through. Cool. What you think about? Okay, read that already. Pink version for the ladies. I seen actually, Ali Star, I know you're joking, but I seen there was a custom one on eBay that was custom by Ghost and MPC, and I seen that MPC on his website because I go over there sometimes. I think about hitting him up to get something customized. But I see it was for sale on eBay, and it was like less than $600. Like, damn, that looks nice. I almost copped that. And then, you know what's funny is it sold, and then I saw it put up again, and it was put up by a music gear retailer. I think it was like Pro Audio Star, or I think it was the one that's like in California, in my neighborhood. Not really. Forget what it's called. I think it's like in Burbank. Do you know B Jammin? What's like one of the, you're in the Bay, right? So there's one, I think that's LA. Can't think of what it's called though. But yeah, anyways, point was it kind of had a pastel kind of salmon color look to it, almost like a pastel pinkish kind of color, like you were saying. Den Cron, you are testing new plugins for Akai that should appear in the future. You ain't said too much. You testing anything else? You tested some gear over there, some MPCs. I had one MPC live, but it didn't work. The headphone jack was messed up. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, well, you need to, there's so many of them, man. Like, I've had some good experience buying used. I think I've bought like 3 different used MPC lives. Yeah, I bought it from Guitar Center used, and it had issues with jacks on it. Well, at least you could return that easily with Guitar Center. Your MPC face upgrade is fire. The face upgrade? The knobs rather. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I like it. With all this software and plugins, you definitely need to add more power, better chip, more RAM, but is it enough for beat makers to buy it? Yeah, they got to add that. I think they will, but I'm not super optimistic about like how much, you know, but they might have to. I'm hopeful though, you know, like where things are going from the evidence of like, you know, seeing the Native Instruments collaboration. Perfect Circuit, yeah, that's Perfect Circuit was selling that. Was selling that same MPC. It was weird. It like sold, and then like the next week it was up. And I think that was after I had bought this. So I probably would have grabbed it because it looks nice. That dude just does really good work. Yes?
Can Abby come in here to help me find the other shoe?
Sure. And then y'all gotta go out.
Daddy.
Huh? Don't make a mess. No, I'm doing this. You can ask your sister to help you. If the MPC had the Electron step sequence, I'd be extremely happy. Yeah, the step sequencer on the MPC is like seems like an afterthought. I think they could make it better. Just put like a FL Studio style step sequencer on the screen rather than the way it's set up. I think it's like if you could just do it with the touchscreen, I think that would be better than the squares. But I'm not really a step sequencer user, so. And I don't hope that they add physical step sequencer buttons to an MPC. I think that would be weird. Maybe some people would like it, but if you need that, then go get that what is that, Pioneer Torres SP16 or whatever. MPC does it all really physics wise, most open platform out there. MPC is goats, no doubt. Sarah Eggy, what's good? Ayo, just got off work. Cool. About to chill. What you about to do? Make some music? Got an S25 Ultra the other day, man. It's incredible. I got try to use it for video, but no clue where to start. What do you mean? Like what do you need to start? Yeah, I use my S22. I was using this one for a long time, and then I upgraded. I thought I needed to upgrade. This thing's still solid. I mean, it's kind of slower, but it's still solid. And I upgraded because I thought that it would somehow improve my live streams, but I still had some of the same issues live streaming with the S22. This might be an S21, S10e. So, but yeah, man, get started. Get Camera Live to record. Get KindMaster if you want to edit on there. You seen a Hello Kitty NPC? Wow. Like the quote on the wall? No doubt. Heck yeah. Found that at a thrift shop. You're always finding a gold at the thrift shop. Yeah, Electron is the best for step sequencers. Yeah, John Makes Beats definitely kind of sparked my curiosity about that one he uses. I forget what it's called at this moment. What am I using to record my footage? Right now, I'm using my phone like we were just talking about, S22 up there, and an app called Camera Live to do the live stream. And I'll use the same app because you can record with it and you can do live streaming with it. And then I just throw it in KindMaster. KindMaster is a monthly fee. So is Camera Live, but yeah, whatever. I get a lot of use out of it, so yeah, I think so too. MPC is overall the best sampler sequencer on the market, for sure. You just don't really vibe with it, huh? Slim Beats, all right, man. Rest well. Oh, okay. You gonna go to sleep to me? I don't know how to take that. Roland needs to drop a new MV8000. I honestly wish they would just do like an overhaul of the SP404 sequencer and a couple other things. I've been tempted to sell it again, but I think I'm gonna hold on to it to see if they do something wild with it. Octatrack, yeah. SimCity was good. Yeah, you asked the question. I still got it. I just haven't used it in months. I've tried to pull it out, but no, I've just been wanting to be more productive, and the MPC just is it for that. And I had sold the MPC or the SP, my other one, when MPC 3 was released because it offered a lot of the things that I like about the SP, like the waveform on the top, and being able to sample directly on the front without jumping into the sampler. Some of those things. So yeah, no, because I've been focused, and the MPC allows me to do that more so than trying to pull out the SP, because I can just get to work, and I've been sticking to the song a month. I think since I've decided to do that and just do the songwriting content, I think I've put out like 3 songs in the last 3 months, maybe 4, and I'm on track to have one ready for the beginning of next month. So it just makes more sense to just have my MPC in front of me than to try to integrate other things that, while are cool and fun, just slow me down, really. Need to integrate it into your OBS PC setup. Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's ways of using that as like a remote camera, right? Like a wireless camera. So is that what you're trying to do? You don't sample like most guys do. I mangle samples, and I play my instruments over the mangled samples. Okay. Mangled. You got any videos about that? Man, I'd be kind of curious to see that. I imagine that's kind of what that Toro, right? Is it S4? Isn't that what that's really good at doing, is mangling samples? Beats by Alonzo, what's good, brother? SP44 Mark II would be better for performing. Yeah. I mean, I think you could still do that stuff with an MPC. I don't think there's much that the SP can do that the MPC can't at this point. And now you got disc streaming, so you could bring in long songs and just, you know, assign that to disc streaming. Let's see. Now I'm just talking over here. I don't know if this did anything. Yeah, this isn't working. Oh well. It must be this phone that's just for some reason is not wanting to convert this into MIDI. Oh well, it's cool. We're kicking it, chatting. Yeah, so be jamming. That's what I've always been kind of my methodology. Not so much now. But I used to just sample stuff, not really mangle them, but sample and then play instruments over them. So I would intentionally look for something that was very stripped down, like a single instrument, like a piano sample, and then play over it. Now I'll take more complex samples rather than just looking for that piano or solo guitar, and then just chop it up and put a bass line and my vocal over it, and that's about it.
Who is it? Yeah.
Who's in here? Did you ask to go in?
Millie needed help.
Yep. Neighbor girl did not tell her mom she was coming in here. Yeah, exactly. Don't do that. Y'all heard that? You don't do that. So I tell my kids, ain't okay.
That's good. Wait, I left the shoe out there.
Stretch sand. Okay, my Torso S4 cassette player recorder, new lure reverb pedal is my thing. Haven't heard of that. I stretch samples beyond the normal and pitch them crazy. Interesting. So I think you make like I think you were talking about making drones. Is that kind of the idea? So what is a drone? Is it kind of like an evolving kind of pad or what? I've always heard that term, but never really, look into drones. Then use grains to create textures. Then play jazz or whatever over that. Beatmaker 3 app has a sampler on iPad. And that's fire. Cool. I don't look for specific samples, but try any sample, okay? Just a lot of experimentation. As long as I have time stretch and pitching, I'm good. Yeah, I was throwing some Sprite. I bought the Ether and Sprite. I kind of like Sprite better so far, but that'll do some crazy things to your sample. So just messing with some of the, I haven't even tried to like comprehend everything that's going on inside of that, because it's a multi effects. I think they're both multi effects plugins, and it can do some pretty wild stuff to a sample. Okay, my last beat. Okay, as long as I have time stretch and pitching, I'm good. It's like a short sample stretch until it makes a pad-like sound. Okay. My last beat was a drone, a looped 8-bar beat that evolves here and there, but it's generally constant. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that gives me a little bit more of a understanding. Cool. This is definitely not working. Let me close it down, open it up again. No, this is not liquor. It's just coffee. It's butter coffee, bulletproof coffee. That's what they call it. It's got ghee butter in it and creamer, salt. I add salt to my coffee. I'm on my second cup for today. So, yeah, I do that often. I think I was talking about that in the last stream. Keeps me satiated, putting the butter in there. And then I don't really probably eat one meal a day, snack a little bit, but keeps me full for a while so I don't have to eat nothing for a while.
Oh, that's beautiful.
People think drones and pads are primarily ambient, but you can use it in any music.
I think he's doing it live.
Yeah, I'm doing it live. Jazz, hip hop, or whatever. Yeah, it could be considered a part of classical music too, really. Yeah, this is not working. All right, well, I think I'm gonna do some experimenting with this, try to figure out why it's not working with this phone. And then I'm just gonna maybe try this in another stream. Ideally, this would have went smoothly, and then I probably would have chopped it up into a video, you know, concise little video. But yeah, I just thought it was a cool idea to come up with some stuff because I've been off the idea of playing keys. I want to focus more of my energy into writing songs and using my voice as an instrument, and just been more geeked about coming up with, if I'm going to do original melodies and music, then use pad perform. But I didn't want to just use MIDI files that I could buy. Like, I've bought some MIDI files and stuff, and that are just chord progressions, and turned them into chord progressions. That I just thought this might be a little bit more of a creative thing to do, is finding the chords and turning the audio into MIDI, and then making my own chord progressions and going from there. But one thing I think is kind of interesting too is when you do convert a MIDI information into a chord progression, if it has single notes, it will apply those to a pad. And while at first when I went through and edited the audio, because it's got, you know, like little embellishment notes, I don't know, like passing notes, what you would call, what's the terminology for that? Little sprinkles. I deleted most of that just to get the chords. But one thing I do think, actually, to leave some of those is a good idea, because I have like a single note in here. And since you have chords on this, and for the most part, when I play the chords, I'll go into the humanize and like make it sound a little bit more natural, so the chords aren't just like, you know what I mean, just straight chords where all the notes are hitting at the same time. I think that it actually might be cool to leave some of them so that you can kind of create that sound from the pads and not have to use the humanization. You know what I mean? So that could be helpful to leave some of those notes in there. Man, sorry to hear that, Ellie Star. I'm just reading that, man. Stay positive, brother, man. Yeah, man. Stay positive, man. I hope you do, and I hope your mom is well. But I understand what you're saying. Okay. I guess on that note, I'm gonna get off here, man. Y'all blessed to you, Ali Star, your mom, and everybody here. Thanks for kicking it with me. I'll be back, and maybe this will be a little more successful next time. But I like the results so far. But yeah, I want to see what I can do sampling something off of a record. But first, I'm trying to get this process down. All right. No doubt, man. All right, everybody, take care. Peace, brothers.